All right, we got Betting Weekly Tennis Live. It's time for another edition of the best gambling show around. It's Mitch Michals, it's Dustin Fox. It's all part of the Bet Rivers Network. It's another edition of this great show. We got the Cincinnati Open. We've got the #1 women's player in the world in action. We've got a ton of great matchups going across the great state of Ohio. Reminder to follow our social channels at Because We Win, and make sure you keep subscribing to the X account, Instagram, YouTube. Just tell everyone you know about this great show. We're going to get into some picks and plays. Dustin Fox, man, welcome to the program.
Hey, man, good to be with you. I've got my Cincy gear on as I'm, been watching the tennis all day, all weekend, all of last week. And, of course, I'm actually going down to the Cincy Open this weekend for the semis, and I'll be there Monday for the finals. So I'm super pumped about this. Tennis in my home state, not too far down the road, about 3.5 hours. So looking forward to this. Bunch of great matchups today. Some great tennis over the weekend as well.
Let's just mention what's going on live. We'll recap some stuff, then we'll dive into it a little bit ago. But we've got some matches that actually already finished, too, to get into. But Auger-Aliassime is up an early break over Sabalenka 2-love. It's 15-30 on her serve. She's still plus 15-40 now. So she's plus 175 on the money line. You have Kristeva versus Yuan, who is on serving that one. Juan serving down 2-3. She's a slight plus favorite there. Tiafoe-Humbert are about to start. That'll be the fourth match. And we also have another men's match. It's Rinderknech, who beat Casper Ruud in the first round. He is down a set on serve 2-3 against Felix Auger-Aliassime. So some interesting stuff. We got a full slate, Dustin, across the grounds. And unlike Canada, they're all in the same venue, the much improved, the new overhauled Cincinnati Open.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, that venue in Cincinnati, they put in, $260 million. And they did all of these renovations basically from the second the final ended last year.
1 week over, they bulldozed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy how quickly that they turned this thing around. And, I've not been on site since they've done it, but I've got people with boots on the ground that have been texting me and just seeing some of the drone videos of the facilities there. It just looks absolutely stunning. And the players aren't even talking about this. Like it's huge for everybody here involved. And I cannot wait to get down there to actually watch some of this tennis. I think it's one of the best tennis venues in the world, especially from a standpoint of, I mean, there's really maybe better venues in terms of like, oh, it's not Monte Carlo, it's not Rome, but there's a lot going on with it there. I think
Riley. I got you. I can still hear you. We lost the.
Okay, sorry.
There we go. Riley Opelka said it was the best venue, maybe outside of Wimbledon. So
it might be.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And the players just want to be taken care of. You know that. And look, with these new schedules, you're going to have to entice players to play and figure out what's going to end up happening there. So I'm excited to see. As I mentioned, there's some matches late last night I want to get to and earlier. How about earlier today? First one that went final. Holger Rune taking out Alex Michelsen straight sets, 7-6, 6-3. Michelsen played very well getting to that Canadian Open or making that run in Canada, really just doing a great job. But for Holger, needed a result and he got one. This is a big win for Holger. It's frustrating, right, Dustin? Even as a bettor, like you see what he can do and you see that this has top 5 talent written all over for him, but he hasn't been consistent. This might be a step in the right direction.
It might be. He had a really nice run this year earlier in the season at Indian Wells where he lost the final to Jack Draper. And I thought that in that match specifically, he just really kind of went mental. And that's not really uncommon for him. But you see glimpses, you see moments where he shines. And when he's on, and certainly the serve, when he's getting his first serves in, it's like a different player. So the confidence level for him when it's there, like there's nobody that he can't beat in terms of talent. I mean, people have been talking about Holger Rune for years, and yet he still continues to not be able to break through to be consistently a top 10 player.
Semifinalist here a year ago, lost a tough match to Tiafoe. He'll actually play the winner of Tiafoe-Humbert next. So section's kind of nice for him. If he can get to the quarterfinal, that's the Fritz quarter. Fonseca's still around, so maybe an opportunity for him to make a move. I mean, some of the storylines that we saw in the last couple of days, you had the classic Medvedev implosion. You've had a couple seeded players bow out. So it's been kind of interesting to see, where everyone's headspace is. Also, the heat, as you know, is just brutal. So managing the heat is another thing.
I mean, I'm not too far away from it here in Northeast Ohio, but as you trek a little further south to Columbus and south of Columbus, it just gets really, really humid and hot, and you could see some of the players even at night they're sweating because it's so hot. And this week it's going to be, high 80s, probably even in the low 90s. And you know how hot those courts, these hard courts are. Players are going to have to stay hydrated, and these something from a betting standpoint that you definitely want to follow is like if somebody's coming off of a long ass resetter, couple of tie breaks, what have you, and they've got to come back and play early the next day, or in the heat of the sun the next day, like that's something that you want to definitely keep an eye on.
Yeah, Marta Kostuk was weird. She wins that match easily, then retires or withdraws. So Iga gets through. You had Jannik Sinner win his quickest match of his career. Had never had a match go under an hour before, and he did it. So maybe it's just he got the assignment: get in, get out, and rest up. Well, mention that live window, and we'll look ahead to other matches today. As Sabalenka did break back, it's 2-all. So, start with that one. Sabalenka, we hadn't seen. She's still number one in the world, still the most consistent player at the top of the game, but doesn't have that major title. It's been 3 tough beats in finals and then the semifinal here at Wimbledon. But I was curious to see what she was going to look like. She beats Vondrousova, just starting to maybe ramp up. But Raducanu, Dustin's been playing well, gave her a heck of a match in Wimbledon, could have easily won at least a set, if not more. So do you think this match is going to tighten up? Do you think Sabalenka pulls away? Where are we at from the betting perspective on this one?
Going into this match, I like the under 20 and a half games, just because, like, the grass is a different deal. In terms of sorry, my camera's being funny today. But in terms of the grass, playing Wimbledon versus now on a really fast hard court where, her serve can be deadly at times. Now, she had a really hard time against Vondrousova. I mean, she had how many points? I mean, at the end of the day, Vondrousova loses the second set, kind of got steamrolled there.
Yeah.
But multiple opportunities for break points. I think it was like I think Sabalenka served like 30 more points on serve than Vondrousova, because she just had to grind through her service game. So it depends what happens. Here she is now back on serve, tied 2-all, and
just spotted a couple of games to start. It looked like. I also think that the Raducanu thing it was a great match. I think she could have won that match at Wimbledon. I really do. But it's different circumstances. It's a little different playing, roof close, you're a British player, All England club versus the heat of Cincinnati. And playing also goes without saying the defending champion. She's somebody that has been playing well here and in these conditions for a while. So I just was wondering what to see of Sabalenka coming back, knowing that she has a bigger prize and knowing that missing Canada for her was more of a mental reset. She needed to just get away from the game and just kind of get herself in order. So when she's on, though, she is the best player in the world. So maybe the under is a play. Looking at it on Bet Rivers right now, other bets and maybe just options. I think still she's 4-1. So you're looking at it from like your set bets as well. Over under total games in set 1. Over 9.5 is just still -200. So if you think you can get a long set out of this, over 10.5, you can get 2-1. But yeah, I think money's coming in, Dustin, on the unders.
Yeah, I think the under is what's going to cash, at least hopefully for me and my side of things here. But no, we are 30-all, 2-2. Big opportunity for Sabalenka here on this service game to potentially get a break and then do what she did against Vondrousova, which is just kind of roll through. But it's fascinating. This is a big ass tournament before another big ass tournament. You know what I mean? This tournament, obviously, it's important to these players because all the top players are here.
Yeah. Well, other than and I get it, Osaka and Boku. They had to. That was such an insane run in Canada. Props to obviously Ben Shelton wins, and then he makes gets the benefit of Ugo retiring, so he doesn't have to expend too much energy. That's nice for him. But Vicky Mboku's into the top 25 after she wins in Canada, beats 4 major champions. Osaka didn't play. That's the one that was a little. I was shocked she didn't just want to get back to the court after just how things ended there. But still, everybody else, as you mentioned, is there, including some big time players. And the other live matches going on. Tiafoe starting a little sluggish to say the least. Lost the game, now love 40. This was an opportunity. Tiafoe's got he's got finalist points to defend, Dustin. So tough pressure against Auger-Aliassime, who is no stranger to success.
And Ugo is such a challenging player to play against.
Yes.
And
He gets the
I mean,
break.
if I'm Tiafoe, like I would be like, man, could I get a better draw this early in the tournament? Because I mean, this guy will get to everything. He frustrates you. He's just such a solid player, and he's got, you know, big time wins under his belt. He's got, you know, tournaments that he's won. Like I'm a Humbert fan. Not as much as I am Tiafoe. And
He pulled, so he didn't play in Canada, Humbert. So it's like he was, obviously the way he's looked so far was just he was close to being ready. He just wanted to fully rest up, which is the decisions you make. His best is indoor hard. Like indoor hard, he's amazing, but outdoor hard, not that bad either. So this is, yeah, you're right. It's a tough one. He's got the lefty game. It's a little different. I actually thought going in hindsight, but maybe an over is a play. But now I'm a little worried that Tiafoe might not hold up his end of the bargain. So I expect Francis to fight though.
Oh yeah, I mean, what are they in head to head? 2-1, right, to Tiafoe's favor. And last time they faced was 2021 here in Cincy.
So we got a nice comment here, by the way. Unfortunately, you know, Osaka destroyed the parlay here with Shelton and Osaka. Here's my question to you, Dustin, as a gambler. You know, Osaka was the parlay. I don't know what, we don't want to wager unit shame or anything like that. She was up a set on Mboku. Was there a possibility that you get in there and you just say, okay, if I got a big parlay on Osaka and Shelton, we know the Shelton match was after. Is that when it's time to maybe sprinkle a little on Mboku to cover yourself a little bit?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've look, parlays are silly at times. The only reason you want to bet a parlay is if, in my opinion, is if the matches are going on simultaneously and you just want to get the value, because otherwise you're not getting much value by just throwing an extra match in that's happening, you know, 6 hours later. Like just do the other match and then figure out what you want to do with the late match. But yeah, absolutely. I've had parlays all the time, whether it be tennis or even football or basketball or what have you, where you will look to hedge with some juicy odds, especially if somebody gets down a set and you have an opportunity.
We do have a retirement. Rinderknech pulls the shoot.
Oh,
4-2, 7-6, 4-2. I'm not watching this match, but 2 games away from the finish line. Not really a big fan of that, Dustin, to say the least, although we've had some weird ones in Cincy. I know that heat's brutal, and I'll give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Fokina was up a set 4-love, and you know, and it gets back to 5-4, retires. So Dustin, to say the least.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm trying to retweet our link, and you heard yourself because it was you live.
Okay, it's a good voice. I like it. No, I think another retirement. That's not. Hey, betting advice out there, right? With Cincinnati, looking at what we're doing, maybe be careful with the live bets if a player doesn't look good, or if you're worried about them coming in heavy, because these retirements are no joke.
No, I mean, I think you could definitely see, especially later in the day, you know, here in Ohio, live here, you know, I mean, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's like the middle of like when a lot of matches are going to be happening. Dude, these guys and gals are going to be out there toasty. So, you know, if I was playing this tournament, I would be just chugging electrolytes and water and everything you can do to get yourself in the best position to go out. And look, you can't prepare for this. I mean, it depends on how hard some of these players practice.
What was your prep like? Like, I know football different, but like, okay, hot day, like camp,
pro sports and a hot day. I mean, I remember, you know, days going back to college, you know, we would have games at Ohio State when we were playing in, you know, the last week in August in Columbus, Ohio, which is, you know, an hour from where they're playing right here. And, you know, it was damn near 100 degrees. My prep was always, you know, gallon plus, you know, a day, pretty much this time of year. And you gotta make sure, especially like this is different, dude, than football. Football, yeah, you sweat, but you got breaks. You know, I play defense. Like when offense is on the field, I'm on the sideline chilling. There's not like
halftime would be nice too.
There's no halftime in tennis, man. It's go. And yeah, you get a 90-second changeover or whatever, 2-minute changeover. It's not enough.
Yeah, I think you know, like what Jim Courier said, like if you're cramping, it's too late. You know, you got to put the prep in before it's too late. But
that's one thing I can tell you. The second you see a player start grabbing or feeling the cramps come on, they don't go away. I mean, it's like you're going to battle through that for the entire match, and you can battle through it, and you can be smart and try to make points go a little bit quicker and things like that. And that's another area, by the way, where you can. And I took advantage of this weekend. Let me point this out. So on Saturday, my joint was playing Beatrice Haddad Maya, right?
Yeah.
And it was the third set, and Haddad Maya was going for a ball, and she totally rolled her ankle, right? And you could just tell that she was just not. I'm like, I actually had a bet on her, and at that point in time, I'm like, she's not going to win. So I cashed out and took like half my money back because I knew she was going to lose. And what I ended up doing is like she couldn't move at all
That's a
against
big part.
my
Yeah.
joint really at all. And I'm like, you know what? I took her to break the next game, and she did.
Yeah, and we got some comments. The matches coming up today big, as we just mentioned. Sabalenka is up a break now, 4-2. Tiafoe down love 3. But the question we have, Atmane money line against Joao Fonseca, who we talked about it, Dustin. He is very lucky to be still in this tournament, and it's a testament to fighting and finding a way, and then also taking advantage of a player that just isn't having it. But he plays in a little bit. That money line right now is plus 275 on Atmane. I think it's worth a sprinkle. I wouldn't say full confidence on it. I think you have an uneven young player. We all know the potential, but we also know with potential, right, you're overpriced in the betting market. So plus 275, sure. Bet responsibly, but I think it's worth a sprinkle.
I think it's a match that he could win. I don't know after, coming off of that night match win over Cabali, where it goes to a third set tiebreaker. And it was, literally, it was on serve at 4-5.
And he put the Reds jersey on, and just to smooth the fans is like, I don't know what the rules of baseball are. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that, actually. I have to go back and...
You put the Reds jersey on to get the fans to cheer him, but he's like, just so you know, I don't know what baseball is.
That's like Morgan Wallen putting on a Buckeyes jersey in the horseshoe. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. It's cool.
We all know who you rooted for in December, but no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Maybe it's the night match thing, and that was kind of where I was going before too. Like not being out in the day could be a little better for him. I just think with Fonseca, you're at a point where I love him. I think he is going to be a future champion in this game, but the performances are so uneven that I would, if you like Atmane, I would just throw money on the money line. I would not bet spread or anything like that because I think it could go a lot of different directions. So I would just say a sprinkle would be my advice.
Well, one of my daily doubles is part of that match, and we can get to it at some point. I can tell you now if you want me to.
We can get to it in a second.
I do like something in that match, and it's not a side. So
all right. I'd like to hear that. Other matches, we got some graphics here as well. We've just been moseying along here. Betting Weekly, Tennis Live, Mitch, Michals, Dustin, Fox, all part of the Bet Rivers Network, which, by the way, our producers in the chat pointed this out. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of the first Betting Weekly live show.
Wow.
So we've just been growing this network. It's been a great part. It's been great to be a part of it. Yeah. And great work by people behind the scenes, in front of the cameras, and of course the community we built, the people involved. So we do appreciate that support. Some interesting matchups to play. We had a women's match I wanted to get some thoughts on. It's Kalinskaya taking on Amanda Anisimova. And Anisimova, who Canada didn't end her way, losing to Svitolina the way she did, but hit the court running. I've always loved her game and her ground strokes. Kalinskaya is a tricky customer, went healthy. There you see the odds, the bets there, and the set betting, over under spread, what have you. Dustin, it's a weird one, right?
What am I missing here?
The same way.
Why is this not minus 400?
They must think Kalinskaya is back to fit and healthy. Yeah, I love straight sets Anisimova, but I feel like I'm walking into a trap.
Me too, because I don't get it. To me, I would absolutely be running to the ticket window and throwing down whatever my wager decided to be on her to win straight sets. So you can probably get that at, like, I'm guessing it's like 120 or 130.
Last year they played in Canada and it was 6-2 retirement. Anisimova, she made the final. Kalinskaya didn't finish the match. I'm with you. We're gonna throw that up one more time. Plus 106 straight sets. Again, feel like I'm walking into a trap, and I feel like a retirement could happen, but I like it. So
yeah, we're getting plus money, dude. I mean, come on. That's where my cash will be going right there.
Think about the players too. Like you look at the scenarios of people that can beat her. Like I'm always looking at scenarios, like with other sports too, like football as well. What's it going to take? What's the game plan to beat this person when you're on the other side? This Svitolina type, someone that frustrates you, that's not really Kalinskaya. I think they play similar. Kalinskaya has weapons. She's a great athlete, but I think Anisimova, if she's on, it's going to be looking pretty good. So
Yeah, and I'm not overly impressed with Kalinskaya's serve, and I mean that was kind of an issue too, yesterday for Svitolina,
Right.
but Anisimova's got a big serve, and when it's
Yeah.
going, I mean that thing
Right.
on that fast surface could be a big time weapon for her later this afternoon.
We get a comment in the chat that we just flashed. McCartney Kessler, thoughts on her? Look, it's not the craziest bet. I watched a lot of that McNally match yesterday, and what strikes me with Kessler, she doesn't give you anything. She's an exceptional athlete. She defends very well. She's got some pretty good power. I'm seeing a baseline. I'm seeing like her floor as like she's going to be like a top like 20 level player and carve out a nice career. Now, if the ceiling gets beyond that, maybe, but I'm impressed with McCartney. She's Cleveland. She won last year. That was like her first real welcome to pro. Yeah. So
yeah, I was there. I watched her play 2 matches last season, and I was like, "Who is this young American?"
Yeah.
And then she goes on to do some big things. And recently she just beat Coco somewhere, rather handily.
They won doubles together in Canada.
She played her in singles. I remember I watched the match. I was like, dude, she is really coming along for somebody who just got her first 250 win last year.
Yeah, that was a big one. We also, I mean, I was locked into Nakashima blocks last night. That was the match I was watching.
That was a good one.
Nakashima wins. Blocks, he's been one of the people to watch. He was down low 40, served his way out of it, served back into it. I think that was a great one. So, yeah, that was one to look at as we peek back into the live odds with Tiafoe break point to get back on serve. That could be a huge one there. Sabalenka up 4-3, and then the Kirsteia-Juan match too. Sabalenka still such a big favorite in that match, but maybe, just maybe, we can see. Trendy upset pick that we've got some thoughts on, Dustin. So everyone wants to fade Tsitsipas. Is Bonzi a legitimate option at plus 185?
I think that you and I are in a legitimate option if we're plus 165, because Tsitsipas has won 2 matches of his last, I think, 9.
Yeah.
I do not know what's going on with the man from Greece. I don't know. I have no clue. He's still working with that fake Wilson racket.
He spray painted it.
Spray painted.
Back with his dad. Yeah, just trying to get some wins together. Bonzi's he's a veteran. I think he's tricky, but this has got to be one he has to have. Like, it has to start now.
Dude, Tsitsipas should win this game. I mean, this is an easy, like, oh, okay, yes, definitely Tsitsipas. The only reason I had pause is because he just has been so crappy lately on every surface, and he just doesn't have a lot of consistency. And with that one-handed backhand, man, if it's not, there's not a lot of room for error with those things, and his serve hasn't been consistent. There's just a lot of issues, I think, with him, most of which probably have to do with his mental approach, and then obviously his physical aspect. His health is something to talk about. It is of note because he has not been healthy. And had the breakup with his girlfriend, Badosa, and all that stuff. So there's stuff going on with this dude.
Yeah. There certainly is. A couple plays I was thinking, one of the ones I like a lot today is under in the Fritz match. I do like Fritz to handle. I think he needs a result now more. I think there's some pressure based on how Shelton kind of handled him. I know Sonego's tough, but I think under 22.5 is a good one. Minus 117 on Bet Rivers. And then the other one, I mean, do we just auto take Sinner unders now? Like, what? It's 38-2 this year.
Well, eventually they're gonna have to make them so low that you're like, wow, there's no way.
19.5. It's not Iga first round Canada 15.5, which was the craziest over under I think I've ever seen.
I mean, the last match he had, didn't Sinner it was like the fastest match ever?
59 minutes against Galan, fastest win he's ever recorded.
59 minutes in a singles match.
Hard court too, not
that's
grass.
Crazy.
Hard court.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not like they're 2-ball rallies.
Gabe Diallo has had a great year, breakthrough success on grass, Wimbledon, push Fritz in that match. When he played Fritz in Canada, maybe it was the crowd, maybe it was the moment, was probably the worst he could possibly look, just didn't have it. I don't know. I don't know how his stuff, how do you hurt Sinner in general? And then also that style of play, I just feel like Sinner's going to pass him left and right today. I don't know.
I mean, how do you hurt Sinner?
Be Carlos Alcaraz.
Hire somebody.
Yeah. I mean, you got to find value, right? That's the name of the game, right? You're looking at ways to find value on some of these plays. And with Sinner, I mean, he's accurately priced because no one's beating him. I mean, his
He just
hardcore
has to have an
records
off day. I mean, he had an off day against Dimitrov. Unfortunately, Dimitrov just couldn't finish the match.
And you have to play well. Like, he has to have an off day, and it's a two-parter. You have to play pretty much your best. And
yeah, I mean, Dimitrov was playing as well as I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
And then Sinner was having an off day. And I still thought Sinner had a chance to come back down 2 sets.
I absolutely do. I think whoever won that third set was going to win the match.
Right.
But it could have been Dimitrov. All right, well, do you want to look at the Daily Double? I know you have 2 legs on it. So first off, the play that we were talking about, we have the graphic of the pre-match, but Fonseca, Atmane, we mentioned the odds. It's come down a little bit for Atmane, but it's still right around that, close to 3-1. But you mentioned not taking a side. So Dustin, what's the leg on this part of the Daily Double? What's the leg?
I like the over. I do like the over here. I mean, both players have shown that they can get broken. And Fonseca is known for his amazing forehand, but his serve has not been on point the last several tournaments. I feel like there's been a little bit, I don't know. It just seems to be a little leaky at times. And we saw it against, Davidovich Fokina. I mean, he should have lost that match, and he got lucky that there was a retirement.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I think it's absolutely, to me, I'd take the over in this match because I think Atman can win a set.
I agree. I think it's a realistic play. Fonseca has not been looking his best. Even, who did he beat earlier? Was it Cincy or I'm drawing a blank, it all blurs together, but he beat
prior
Boo.
to Davidovich Fokina.
He beat Boo, and that match didn't look great.
It was Boo.
Yeah, that was, he still wasn't.
It was 3 sets.
Mm-hmm.
He lost the first set and came back.
There you go. And so the other leg, is it we going American on this one? We going Tommy Paul, Mannarino?
Yeah, lay the points. Lay the points. Lay the games. 4.5 games. It's a lot, but Mannarino is about to be riding off in the sunset here.
A couple questions for you, and I'll let you answer them. It's a little bit of a pushback, but the question being, Paul coming off the injury, so no concerns that he's missed some time. There were reports that he was, in the white boot that we've seen from NFL players and stuff a couple weeks ago, but he looked good in his first round match. So no concern at all with Paul and the fact that he hasn't been on the court.
I mean, it's always a concern. I shouldn't say it's not, because it is, but I just think if he is even 90% or 85%, I mean, that's way more athleticism than Mannarino has at his age at this point, and that finesse game and all that stuff. It's just not gonna. It just doesn't really work against a guy like Tommy Paul if he's in. His fitness is good, and he's chasing balls because he's going to hit winners, and he loves a fast court. I think this could be a steamroll.
So you got -4.5 on that one in games, -109, and you also got the over at 22.5 and -110. So we'll see what that is actually.
Raducanu back on serve, man.
Oh wow. She fights, man. I've always been impressed with her ability.
Off.
It's like Coco Gauff, That payout, by the way, if you take the Daily Double, more or less, we're at 266 on a $100 bet. So it's like 2.2 and over 2.5 to 1. So
I like it.
Nice little payout there. Mannarino, I was looking too. It's funny, the guy who plays with like the no string tension at all. Just it's like a boomerang racket. He doesn't look at the draw. He just doesn't really want to know who he's playing. They're 1-1 head-to-head, and I was thinking, okay, when did he beat Tommy Paul? It was in Paris last year, that match that was chaotic, where the crowd, I talked to Tommy Paul's coach, Brad Stein. He's like, it was the most ridiculous crowd of all time. So I don't think he's going to have that in Cincinnati or in Mason, Ohio.
No, I cannot imagine that. Although they may be having the fireworks will probably be going off at some point during that
Kings
match.
Island, little Kings Island. I remember watching Federer
they go off
play
around
Stan.
like 10:30 or something at Kings Island on TV. I think it was last night. One of the analysts was like, a little early for fireworks. It went off during the match.
Yeah, Fed played Stan years ago. That's how long, when Roger was still around, and they had like a deep tie break. It might have been the third set tie break, and just fireworks start going off. And I don't think either, especially Roger, was thrilled. But hey, that's what happens when you play near an amusement park. We get a comment on if someone wants to go Tiafoe money line first set +118 down a break. Maybe not enough value for me. Like I think he can win the set. I just don't know if we're still at enough value.
It's 4-2.
Maybe wait till
Love 15. I mean, I don't know. You only got 2 chances to break. You got two games to break. I don't know. And you got to remember, Tiafoe's got to hold all the Love 30 now.
Yeah, now it's minus money. So you jump in when you can, find the best value. Told you that over 10.5 games when we were started the show of Sabalenka-Raducanu. First set, it was 2-1. Now they're in a deep 40 all deuce point. So it's all about finding the value when you can. Let's look at some other matches here before we wind this show down. It's been great here, Betting Weekly Tennis Live. Also a good time to remind everyone to check out the newsletter, bettingweeklystudios.com. It's always a great time to get the newsletter. It drops on Monday. You got the BW Insider on Fridays for all your sporting needs with all these handicappers. But always a good time, Dustin. But we got the sweet spot of the season. Soccer started back up. We got football around the corner, U.S. Open. So this would be the time if you haven't already.
Yeah, no doubt. Make sure you're following us on all the socials. I mean, it is it's blowing up now, and we're live on Twitter, on X.
We are live. And then looking at the women's matches we haven't gotten to. That's where I wanted to look at. I mentioned Keys. Keys plays Ito, and
you think Ito's got a chance tonight? Because Keys is not playing well, and Ito is coming off a really impressive couple of wins here.
Here's my worry. My worry is yes, she has a chance. Keys not playing well. She's won 4 matches this year, saving match points. So I just don't know that I would want the money line. It's like, yeah, she has a chance, but then she'll just figure out a way to survive. So maybe spread. You're looking at 4.5 games plus 106. So maybe there. I am curious about Kruger-Paulini, though. What a wild match yesterday between Paulini and Sakkari, where you had a 6-0 tiebreak lead for Paulini that ended on a double fault 5-6. Sakkari gets all the way back in double faults. I've been an Ashlyn Kruger fan. I think I like the spread. I like plus 3.5 minus 114. Get to a tiebreak even, just some tight sets, and I think Kruger's a live dog in this one.
Thoughts on Rybakina and Mertens too after we wrap this one up?
Boy, I've always been impressed with Mertens. She's kind of like a gatekeeper. She's kind of been like one of those, like boxers, like the fighters that aren't title level good, but they're just they're always ranked in like the top 5 to 10. That's kind of where Mertens has been, a solid top 20 to 30 player for a lot of her career. But I do think Rybakina is finding something here, Dustin. She's had some tough losses, but her results have been pretty good. So I don't know. It might be a stay away for me. Do you have a strong opinion on that one?
I just wonder how she recovers from the loss to Mboko. I mean, that was a very, so many opportunities for her to win that match. In fact, she should have won that match, but it's hard to play a kid who the entire stadium is rooting for.
It is. It absolutely is. But she bounced back after DC, where she blew it against Fernandez and made the semis of that one of Canada. So maybe she can just put it behind her and win a couple matches. But yeah, it's a tough one. Definitely don't think it'll be. Yeah, maybe it'll be a raucous crowd for the American, but a little different maybe for Mboku. I did want to leave some. We got a show tomorrow. Betting Weekly Tennis Live is 1:00 Eastern, but for some of the early matches Tuesday before the show comes on the air, just want to mention the first ons on Tuesday, some that stand out. What will Eva Jovic have as a slight underdog against Barbara Krejcikova? Jovic is another teenager and American that's looking pretty good. So I think that could be a good one. You'll get Coco Yastrzemska, who haven't played since Wimbledon, where Coco took her out. And also got the return of Clara Tauson, too. So got some good matchups on the women's side.
Nah, man, it's going to be a heck of a tournament. I'm just hoping I get a really good semifinal on Sunday when I get down there to watch the women's semis and the doubles final. And then Monday, it's really cool that we get both finals on Monday.
Yeah, I know. They're making the best of it, right? They're definitely making the best of it.
Yep.
Maybe, dare I say, throw a little on Nakashima tomorrow against Zverev.
Absolutely. Dude, Nakashima is a war daddy. I remember him. Was it last? It was maybe 2 years ago when he had it was a night match against Tiafoe, and they were just grinding. I think they each changed their shirt like 7 times.
I know.
But Nakashima is a tough out, man.
You could get. I'm just looking at the draw. Obviously, there could be upsets in here. Maybe a little Sinner and Fritz, or Sinner Holger, Sinner Tiafoe if he comes back, and then on the other side, maybe get your Carlos fix in. Some opportunities here.
I do think
Ben Shelton.
I do think, dude, that I think Holger Rune could make a little run here at this tournament.
I know.
I got a weird feeling about it.
Yeah, I think that win over Michelsen was a breakthrough. I want to see at least one American into the semifinals, if not more. Could Tommy Paul go on a run? It's possible as well. So women's side's more. You know what's funny too about looking at this? The last 2 years, Cincinnati, the champions on both sides won the U.S. Open. So we're coming off of Sinner and Sabalenka last year, and we're coming off of the year before Coco Gauff and Novak Djokovic. So,
hey, who was our guy in the chat, by the way, that said take Tiafoe would win a set because he's back on serve and it's 30-love.
That's a smart man, a smart play. Yeah, I guess I was holding out. I was like a stock market guy that just didn't buy. I was waiting too long. I was just holding the money. I was like, maybe if it gets to 5-2, never happened. Could be a long match. You know, Tiafoe is no stranger to the heat. He's about to get up to 4-all, and we have 5-all Raducanu Sabalenka. So that over 10.5 games from earlier hits. If you hit that at 2-1, there is just a lot going on. But Dustin, this is always a blast, man. We always appreciate talking tennis, and want to remind everyone again to subscribe to the socials: YouTube, Instagram, the X account. YouTube's over 10,000 subscribers. How are we feeling about the next week? Excited for this and excited to watch some Cincy in person?
Oh, dude, this is like I'm in heaven this week because I've got Morgan Wallen coming to Cleveland Brown Stadium on Friday night. Is my favorite country artist. I'm going to that, and then turn around, driving to Cincy on Sunday for all day tennis in the women's semis on Sunday, and then we got tickets lower bowl for the finals. They weren't super cheap, by the way.
Yeah.
But I will be there for the finals, and I'm trying to connect with my boy Steve from Tennis Channel.
Yeah, you need to. Let me know if you need to get hooked up. I might be able to make a call in there.
We message each other on social, so we'll see if we can make that connection. But I may use you to get his phone number.
Yeah, definitely can help you out there. I'm excited. This is a great time. You know, you got so much in the sports world. Tennis is at the heart of it. We love doing these shows. Remember to bet responsibly. Download the Bet Rivers app to get all your bets in. Betting Weekly Tennis Live returns tomorrow and Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern time for the Cincinnati Open. Dustin, pleasure, man. It was a
pleasure,
blast.
buddy.
This was Betting Weekly Tennis Live. Same time tomorrow. We'll be back. For Dustin Fox, I'm Mitch Michals. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the tennis.